There's something brewing in Los Angeles. And if you've been following the NBA closely, you already know where this is heading. The Lakers, a franchise built on greatness and legacies, are once again at the center of the conversation. Only this time, it's not just about the stars shining brightest. It's about a move that shook the league, a name that changed coastlines, and perhaps even more intriguingly, the name that didn't move at all. Let's rewind to early February of 2025. The Lakers pulled off one of the boldest trades in recent memory, acquiring a generational talent still deep in his prime. It was the kind of deal that sent shockwaves across the league. The internet exploded. Analysts scrambled to dissect every angle, and fans on both sides were either celebrating or mourning. The spotlight, as always, focused on the big names, those all-star caliber players whose jerseys sell out in minutes. And yet hidden in the shadows of the headlines was another storyline developing, one that now looks like it might become the real gem of the entire transaction. There was a player, a guard, who stayed put, left untouched by the trade that dominated sports media for days. At first, it didn't raise many eyebrows. He wasn't the centerpiece, wasn't even considered a critical asset by most fans or media outlets. He had gone undrafted a few years earlier, worked his way into a role off the bench, and had been labeled as a solid but unspectacular rotation piece. Nothing more, nothing less. But that perception, as it turns out, may have been a massive oversight. Because what he's doing now is turning heads, flipping narratives, and making people across the league wonder, did the other team just let a star slip away? Since the trade, this guard has flourished. He's gone from a dependable contributor to a legitimate difference maker. His averages have spiked, his minutes have increased, and his confidence is soaring. Currently putting up over 20 points per game, hitting over 37% from beyond the arc, and becoming a vital part of the team's offensive flow. He's no longer just fitting in. He's helping define what this Lakers team is becoming. The transformation isn't just statistical, it's about presence, it's about poise. He's got the kind of court vision and basketball IQ that you can't teach, and he's using it to elevate everyone around him. One of the most fascinating aspects of his rise is how he's thrived in catch-and-shoot opportunities. Since the roster shakeup, his catch-and-shoot three-point percentage has climbed to a jaw-dropping 49%. That's elite. That's the kind of number that turns role players into playoff heroes. And speaking of playoffs, this isn't someone who shies away from the big stage. He's already shown flashes of brilliance in high-pressure moments, draining clutch shots, making smart defensive reads, and maintaining a level of composure that even veterans struggle to find. But what truly elevates this story is the evolution under the new head coach. When the season began, there were a lot of questions surrounding the Lakers' coaching hire. A former player with minimal coaching experience taking the reins of one of the most scrutinized franchises in sports? It sounded risky. But what he's done with this group and with this particular guard is nothing short of impressive. He's implemented a system that emphasizes ball movement, unselfishness, and smart shot selection. And within that system, this undrafted guard has thrived. Last year, only a small percentage of his possessions involved screens. This season, that number has more than doubled. He's using those screens to navigate defenses, read reactions, and make pinpoint decisions, either pulling up, kicking out, or attacking the lane. He's also increased his three-point attempts to over 7 per game, knocking down nearly 3 of them nightly. That's not just development, that's a player unlocking a whole new level of his game. And here's the twist. While the Lakers are reaping the benefits, the team on the other end of that blockbuster trade might be left wondering what they were thinking. They gave up a superstar, sure, but they also missed out on a player who could have been their future. At only 26 years old, this guard is entering his prime. He's already shown he can play with stars without needing a spotlight. He's efficient, he's coachable, and he's got the type of game that translates when it matters most. You can't help but ask, why didn't they push harder to include him in the deal? Why let him go without even putting up a fight? When you look at what that team is struggling with, lack of playmaking, inconsistent perimeter defense, and a void in leadership, it's hard not to see him as the answer to all three. He's not flashy, he's not loud, but he gets the job done. And right now, the Lakers aren't just getting a bonus contributor, they're getting a game changer. Even more intriguing is the chemistry developing between him and some of the team's other key pieces. In late game situations, it's often him on the court, making decisions, finding space, and executing under pressure. There's a trust that's building, one that doesn't come from hype or highlight reels, but from reps, from experience, and from proving yourself over and over again. It's that quiet confidence, that underdog mentality that makes this story so compelling, from undrafted to undeniable, from overlooked to indispensable, and just maybe from role player to the heart of a championship contender. What makes his rise even more extraordinary is that it's not just about offense. While his scoring has undeniably reached a new tier, his defense is beginning to command serious respect as well. It's not often you see a player improve this significantly on both ends of the court, especially after coming into the league without the fanfare of being a high draft pick. But this guard has embraced every challenge. He's taken on assignments against some of the league's most dynamic perimeter scorers, players like Devin Booker, Jamal Murray, and Anthony Edwards, and has more than held his own. He's not just a participant in those matchups, he's becoming a problem for opponents. His positioning, footwork, and anticipation have all taken massive steps forward. It's clear he's been studying, watching film, and committing himself to becoming a complete player. One recent moment perfectly captured the player he's becoming. With less than 20 seconds left in a tight game, the Lakers down by 2, he came off a staggered screen, split 2 defenders, attacked the paint, and dropped in a silky floater over a rim protector known for his timing. On the very next play, he switched on defense, contested a fadeaway jumper from the other team's star, and forced a miss. The Lakers won that game. And it wasn't because of the usual suspects. It was because of him. Moments like that are no longer surprises. They're becoming expectations. And when your peers start to speak your name with admiration, you know something is shifting. Recently, a respected veteran in the league mentioned in an interview that this guard was one of the most composed and underrated players he's ever gone up against. That kind of praise doesn't come easily. It reflects how hard he's worked to earn his place, not just in the Lakers rotation, but in the broader conversation around impactful guards in the NBA. There's even growing speculation that an all-star selection may be on the horizon. It's not far-fetched. If he continues to perform at this level, especially on a team expected to make a deep playoff run, the decision makers may find it impossible to ignore him. And this isn't just a run of good form. This is the result of years of work, patience, and progression. It's the kind of story that resonates with fans, especially those who root for the underdog, the player who wasn't supposed to make it, but found a way to break through regardless. Beyond the court, he brings something just as important to the Lakers locker room: stability. In a roster filled with personalities, pressure, and championship expectations, he's the calm presence, the one who never complains, never seeks the spotlight, and always brings energy to practice. He's earned the respect of the veterans, the coaching staff, and his peers through consistency and humility. There's no ego, no sense of entitlement, just an honest passion for the game and a deep understanding of what it takes to win. His value extends beyond production. He's the type of player that good teams need and great teams are built around. He sets the tone in workouts. He watches extra film. He communicates constantly on the floor. He leads by example. And the front office has taken notice. This past summer, they signed him to a 4-year deal worth $53 million. At the time, there were whispers. Was it too much for a player without all-star accolades? But now, that contract is starting to look like one of the biggest steals in the league. He's outperforming every dollar and becoming the kind of long-term asset teams dream about locking in. Defenders no longer sag off him. They close out hard, chase him over screens, and throw double teams at times trying to disrupt his rhythm. But he's adjusted. With pump fakes, jab steps, and perfectly timed footwork, he's constantly staying one step ahead. He's balanced, always under control, and knows when to attack, when to pull back, and when to make the extra pass. It's the result of hours upon hours in the gym, breaking down tape, running the same drills again and again. This isn't luck, it's labor. And he's been open about how much he's learned from the team's superstar veteran. Watching him read defenses, manage the tempo of a game, and lead with voice and presence has become a masterclass for the younger guard. The dynamic between them has quietly become one of the strongest on the team. During huddles, it's clear there's trust. You see it in how they communicate, how they look for each other in tight moments, how they celebrate each other's successes. That kind of trust isn't built overnight. It's earned through shared battles and mutual respect. Inside the organization, plans are shifting. Sources close to the team suggest that internal strategy meetings now view this guard not just as a piece of the puzzle, but as a foundational element. They're building with him in mind. There's talk of giving him even more responsibility as the season progresses, possibly letting him initiate more of the offense, especially during stretches when the stars are resting. With one cornerstone player aging and another carrying a heavy load, this guard's readiness to step into a leading role could be the solution the Lakers have been searching for. Even fans are starting to take notice in a big way. His jersey is becoming one of the most popular among Lakers supporters and is gaining traction across the league. There's something universal about his appeal. The humble guy who just works, delivers, and rises in the biggest moments. Casual, fans, hardcore supporters, and analysts alike are all starting to pay closer attention. The media coverage has followed suit. National publications are digging into his background, his approach to the game, and how he's managing to outplay expectations week after week. In clutch time, he continues to show up. In the fourth quarter, he's shooting 46% from the field and 42% from deep. These aren't just respectable numbers, they're elite. In the moments that define games and seasons, he's rising to the occasion again. And again! And he does it without the theatrics. There's no chest pounding, no need for validation. He simply gets back on defense, locks in, and does it again. When he talks about his journey, he rarely mentions individual accomplishments. He credits teammates, highlights the coaching staff's belief in him, and always focuses on what's still left to improve. That mindset, that level of maturity, is rare. Especially in a league where players are constantly seeking validation, he stands out by letting his game do the talking. And that's exactly why his teammates rally around him. In practice, he's the one pushing the pace, staying late, helping younger players, and keeping the energy up. He's setting a tone that others want to follow. That's the kind of culture, setter that can elevate a franchise, especially one with championship ambitions. So the question now is, how far can he go? Could he become an All-NBA selection one day? Could he be the second best player on a title team? Or maybe even the guy if the right pieces are around him? At this point, it feels like nothing is out of reach. The trajectory just keeps climbing. What we're witnessing is the emergence of a player rewriting his story in real time. From an undrafted long shot to the core of a title contender. It's not just inspiring, it's real, it's earned, and it's only just beginning. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on! In a stunning turn of events that has sent shockwaves through the NBA, Kevin Durant has reportedly agreed to a proposal from the Los Angeles Lakers, signaling a new chapter in his illustrious career. Durant, long regarded as one of the most dominant and versatile players in the league, has captivated fans with his performances across multiple teams, including the Oklahoma City Thunder, Golden State Warriors, Brooklyn Nets, and most recently, the Phoenix Suns. His decision to join the Lakers has not only made headlines but also raised the stakes for the upcoming NBA season. This move comes after a period of speculation regarding Durant's future, with many experts and fans wondering whether he would stay in Phoenix or seek a fresh challenge elsewhere. The Lakers, who have been building a championship contending roster over the past few seasons, saw an opportunity to add the former MVP to their ranks. With LeBron James entering the latter stages of his career, the Lakers have made it clear that they are focused on maximizing their chances of securing another NBA title while LeBron is still at the helm. Durant's addition to the Lakers is expected to have an immediate impact on the team's dynamics. Known for his scoring ability, ball handling skills, and defensive prowess, Durant will provide the Lakers with an elite offensive weapon who can complement LeBron and Anthony Davis in the front court. This trio, often considered one of the most formidable in the league, has the potential to create significant mismatches against opposing teams. particularly in high-stakes playoff games. However, there are challenges ahead. The Lakers will need to manage their salary cap and roster depth, as Durant's arrival will likely require some adjustments to accommodate his contract. The team will also have to ensure that the integration of such a high-profile player goes smoothly, as the personalities and playing styles of LeBron, Durant, and Davis will need to mesh for the Lakers to function at their highest level. The balance between individual brilliance and team chemistry will be key in determining the success of this new-look Lakers squad. For Durant, this move represents an exciting new opportunity. Although he has already achieved significant success in his career, including 2 NBA championships with the Warriors and an MVP award in 2014, the prospect of playing alongside LeBron James in Los Angeles offers a fresh challenge. Durant has always been known for his desire to win and to compete at the highest level, and joining a team with championship aspirations only adds fuel to that competitive fire. As the NBA season progresses, the Lakers will undoubtedly be one of the most closely watched teams. With Durant now in the fold, they have positioned themselves as legitimate contenders in the Western Conference. The collaboration between Durant, LeBron, and Davis could be the perfect recipe for a championship run. But only time will tell if this newly formed super team can live up to the lofty expectations placed upon them. In the meantime, the basketball world waits eagerly to see how Durant's presence will reshape the landscape of the NBA, particularly as the Lakers aim for their 18th championship. As the season unfolds, all eyes will be on Los Angeles, where the future of one of the league's most dominant players is now firmly tied to the purple and gold. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.